Hi teacher, good evening. I am Jesus Navarro. I studied political science and now I am going to speak about my product. Yes. Well teacher, you know that this is the final task and this is about presenting a new product or service. Well, in my case, I am not very sure that this is something like a product or service. I think this is more like a solution, but the important is that this solution is to one problem, a sad and important problem that I can see now in my Edupar. This is just like I said before. This problem is in Valledupar. Valledupar is the Vallenato world capital, and this is the city where I am born. I was born. Sorry. Well, first I am going to speak a little about the problem, and the problem is, in my opinion, that is very important. The problem is the lack of libraries. In Valledupar, well, in Valledupar we have absence of libraries, like in another parts of this country, and which is so sad for me. For example, in my experience, I live this problem when I was in the high school. In my high school didn't have a library, and it was so difficult for me study, and for the tests, the test, for example. And like me, there are many teenager, child, even old people that don't have a place in where they can go to read a book. Well, usually these three libraries, they are located in the center of the city, but we just have three libraries. In Valledupar we have something like a mirror of 1 million of persons, of people. And yes, mm, so I think that this is very sad, and this is one problem, because in Valledupar, going to the library is something like a privilege. And usually the people who live in the poorest areas, poorest neighborhood of the marginal neighborhood, they, or well, we don't have libraries. So, second, I'm going to speak a little about my solution to this problem. Well, first, I want to speak that this solution is not mine. This is a solution that I imagined, but well, when I was looking information in my edupar, I I found I found that other people in another parts of this world, even in this country, they have the they had the idea, what I had, and they are doing. Uh, for example, this is a guy from Iran, Iran, from Iran, the uh, and he has a mobile library. Well, now I'm going to explaining the solution, and the most important, I think, is the identify the poorest areas, the poorest neighborhood, because in this neighborhood is where live the people that usually can't going to the library. And just in this neighborhood, in just usually we have we have a park. So I think that this park is the place where the mobile library can arrive, and the child or the people who really want to read a book or do something recreative in activity can go. So what I need, but I think that the most important is the book of you. But for the cars, for example, and for the oil, I need people who want invest in this solution, because because the book I think that people can donate, but buy a car, for example, is very much difficult. And yes, I think that I need the people that really want do that, and the people who can invest their economic capital in this solution. But the most important is the social and cultural capital. So I need to voluntarians, people who really can want help to these people that don't have a library. And first of all, I think that this idea, this solution is very important because it has many benefits. For example, this is something of picture that show the benefits. and and just this is very this picture I think is, I don't know what I say that, but usually people who can't read, for example, or people who can't go into the library because they have poor uh, social condition of life. They usually they say they say to themselves that they won't have a future or something like that. So they prefer then going to the bad way, just como bad future. So I think that with this solution, I can avoid that. And just this is all, teacher. And and bye.